This is Abby Jo at Forgotten Way Farms, and we're talking about off-grid lighting today.
Off the
Grid.
Off what? Off the grid.
going off the grid.
Flashlights. Oh yeah, LEDs are the best way to go. They last forever. They take a lot smaller batteries. You can see this. Ooh. Yeah, flashlights are indispensable. Great for emergencies too. I really suggest have a candle drawer and have flashlights and rechargeable batteries. This is my absolute favorite candle holder. You can see it. It's beautiful. And I bought a set of these at a thrift store, 49 cents. And I love it because the light penetrates to the back. And at night, you can't believe the amount of light you get off this. You'd be really amazed. And it's kind of an old design. I always think of someone during the colonial time, you know, pattering around in the night with this. It looks great. It works great. We used oil lamps too. Oil lamps are great. You just have to make sure that you clean the globes every day because they can get like dark and dirty. That's just kind of an old chore that they had to do in the olden days. They clean their lamps every day. So we use lamps. I'm kind of sensitive to the smell of kerosene, so I particularly didn't like using kerosene. You can use something like this. It doesn't have as much smell. It's a little bit more expensive, but I didn't use our lamps super heavy, usually just in the evening for a few hours. Out on the homestead, we really used candles and oil lamps. That's pretty much what we used, and it fit our needs. It was great. Thrift stores are wonderful for buying your candles. I would buy 10 cents a piece. I would buy tons of candles every single time. I'd look for like bags of them and put them in my drawers, and we would burn them. And another thing is dipping candles, beeswax. It's wonderful. That is a little more expensive to do unless you have your own bees, but beeswax actually purifies the air, and it's just lovely to burn. They're my absolute favorite candles. This is a great little handy. You can find these at antique stores and thrift stores. We would keep our matches, keep these by the door. Handy when you need to light a candle. So here's another form of a candlestick. Works great. Love it. I have candelabras. I have candle chandeliers that we had in our house. It's really an inexpensive way to light your house. Yes, you can go through candles, but surprisingly, if you go to bed early and you get up with the light and you go to bed with the light and you give yourselves a few hours in the evening to enjoy reading and playing games and eating food. For me, great memories that we had from living off grid with the lighting would be, I love to take my bath at night with candles all around me. That was like my favorite thing. My husband loved lighting the lamp on the table and playing games and reading to the kids at night. That's like his best memory ever. My kids' best memory, we had this really cool lamp, and you put a candle in it, and we'd take it outside and we'd go sledding at night. And that was by far their hands down absolute favorite memory of, using off-grid lighting. In fact, it's kind of funny because when we moved to town, my mom and dad would come into our house and they're like, "Why aren't any of the lights on?" And we'd be like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "Your lights aren't on." And I'm like, "There's a couple lights on." We were so used to not having a lot of lights that we didn't even need to put lights on. So people are like, think we're used to living in the dark, which actually we are. That's something your eyes get used to. I mean, we could go out at night without hardly any light and not stumble around. It's like your eyes get used to that. So it's something interesting for you guys to know. Another thing too is when you're designing your house to live off grid, think about window placement. That is huge. We put a whole bunch of windows on both sides of the house to get morning light and evening light, and that really saved on having to use oil lamps and candles. All right, so I think I've rambled on enough today. I love to hear what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and we will be talking soon more on off-grid living.